Hi, this is a quick tutorial for um, um, a walk cycle. So this is like a vanilla walk cycle, very simple, but it should be very presentable walk cycle. Like it has weight and everything. Okay, so just to start, just to kind of review on the walk cycle, um, we have the stride, the main four poses I would lay out right away is the stride, the passing pose, the stride on the other side, the other passing pose on the other side, and then back to the stride again. So if you look at it, the stride has like the height is lower compared to the passing pose because the 2 feet are further apart. Um, so your walk cycle, your hips should be going up and down uh, on height wise. So the translation Y. So if you can see here on contact, like the stride, it's a bit lower. And when you're on the passing side, um, passing pose, it's higher. Same thing. This is a Edward Maybridge pictures. And this is from Blair, Preston Blair, and this is from Richard Williams. Okay. So now we're gonna hide this picture, and we're going to start with we're just gonna start some setup on Malcolm here. We're gonna use Malcolm since you start using Malcolm and you're very familiar with all of the controls or most of the controls. So for the walk cycle, I'm going to go with FK arms, IK legs. So with the IK legs, I want the IK legs to have no stretch. So I'm going to put auto stretch to 0. I'm going to leave IK as 1. For the arms, we're going to be on FK, so I'll leave it at 0. So these controllers, we probably won't need them. So I'm just gonna hide them for now. I'm gonna name them IK control. So we're just gonna hide them for now. Add them, so I'll just add the object. Okay, so we'll be just using these controls, which is the FK controls over here. So the arms, the legs. So I think we're ready to go. So we're going to, I'd like to key everything minus, minus the, the SRT or the global control. Because we're going to use this control to control the going forward later on. Okay, so all the controls, I'm gonna set it up for as an all to key it. If I want to select it, I can select objects, and these are the controls I selected. So right now I'm just going to quickly key this. I usually key just the translation and rotation, which is Shift W, Shift E. Okay, so now that I have a key in there, I'm gonna work on the side view here. Okay. So I'm gonna select this one here, and I'm gonna put my leg just roughly the what should we call it, the stride pose. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna roughly do maybe I'll keep it at 4. I like to, for walk cycles, I try to have like round values, let's say. Um, Reason being, there's no decimal points and stuff, so it's easier to manage. So translate, I'll keep it at 2. So this one is 0, this one is 2, and then this one is 4 because it's double the distance here. Okay, so so now that I have that, I'm just gonna pose my foot better. Um, it's a stride, so here I'm gonna add a foot roll. I'm just gonna key this here. So this, I'm gonna key it and add the foot roll there. Okay, so that's being done. So maybe we'll keep it high. So the Y, I lowered it, so maybe I'll keep it, I'll keep it like that. And low, maybe lessen the foot roll. Okay, so now we're going to take, so the foot roll, I'm going to put it at, say, 0.8. Okay, so now we're going to select everything again. And we're going to copy the keys. So this is going to be, actually, before I do that, I'm going to select the arms and just kind of quickly pose them for now. So I'm trying to do this in kind of like a quick fashion to this demo. So not to spend too much time on it. I'm gunning for 30 minutes for the demo. Okay. So when we walk, walking is basically falling forward, and you yourself are catching with your legs. That's what walking is. So I'm gonna tilt my torso a bit forward. So on the stride, I'm going to counterbalance with my one side of the arm, and the other side is going. I'm just going to quickly kind of pose it roughly. Something presentable. So, okay. So just something roughly to see it. Okay, so I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to copy this key. Actually, no, I won't copy it. I'm going to I'm going to go to the next stride, which is the other side. So on this stride, the this will be planted. So I'm going to key everything first, though, like so. And this one will stay there. This one will be 4, and it's going to be 8 now. So in Z, it's going to be 8. And on the translate, it's going to be +4, so 6. So don't mind that, because it's screwing up, because here the knee controls, we're going to switch it to for instead of world, we're going to put it at hips. Okay, so it won't screw up the knees. So on the next pose here, so it's because we have a foot roll here, so I'm just gonna kill the foot roll and add the foot roll here at 0.08. And the rotation, we're gonna kill the rotation here. So now you have like a mirror of this. Actually, this one, I'm going to, this one will be 0. No, sorry, 0.8. The foot roll here will be, I'm going to key this here and put it at 0. So we have that stride, and this one, I'm going to put it at 0.08. So we have that stride. So I'm just going to copy the rotation, whatever this rotation, and we'll make it a round number, let's say 30. Just to make it simple. And this one, we'll put the value as 30. Minus 30, sorry. Minus. There you go. So these two are, they're going forward in space right now. So we'll just switch. We'll just switch the arms to the other side. Actually, I'm gonna kill this one here for now. So 0. Let's keep it simple. And these values, I want to keep it in the round value too. Here, 35. And minus 20. And I have a rotation on the Z, which is 37. This is more like a random value because I'm keep turning his arms down from the A pose or T pose, I can't remember. Okay, so here we can, these ones will 0 out too. 5. So this side will be minus 35. No, sorry, minus 20. Between the other side, and this one will be plus 35. So it's kind of like a mirror. So if you have an embot, then you can use the mirror on the pose there. An embot is really good for doing walk cycles. So okay, so next spot is we're going to do the next pose, which is, I'm just gonna, because it's going to be the hookup now. So it's going to be this key here, but in space, which is going to be the next stride here. So I'm just gonna select everything, copy it. I'm gonna make sure I key the foot rolls too. You can do S if you like, but I tend to keep it just in rotation and translation. So now that we have that, I'm just gonna move and shift these guys to forward. So this one will be the same. So it's -8 or 8. So I'm gonna move this 8. And this one will be 8 plus 4. So the stride is 4 units, and in the middle is 2 and 2 will be in the middle. So this is 8, so this is 4, so plus 8, because I have 8, 4 to come here, and to move it forward again is another 4, so it's going to be 8. So I'm going to add 12, make it 12. And then for the hips, we're going to add 4, so it's going to be 10. So now we have the strides done. Okay, so we're almost done. Oh, just kidding. Okay. I'm just gonna make this to like 20 frames, so I can have more, we can see the controls or the keys better. So now, so this is gonna hook up perfectly. If you're not sure, you can switch it to orthographic front, and if you hide the controls, you should see this too. The hookup is not moving sideways, or there's no popping between 1 and 3. So, but you got to keep an eye on that as you continue to animate, and just to make sure like the hookups are intact. Okay, so now I'm gonna select everything. I'm gonna just space out for my next keys. So these will be the in between here will be my stride for the passing pose. Okay. So I'm gonna select everything. I think I might be in, yeah, I'm in step mode. So I'm just gonna put it in line. So I have like an in between there. So I can key all this, same thing, just to be make it simple. So this one, this foot will be planted. So it's going to be the same value as 0, 4. Yeah, it's the same 4, but the rotation is going to be 0, because it's going to be and there's no foot roll. So now it's planted there, and this other foot here will be, I'm just going to zero all the foot roll, rotation, and I'm going to move it like a passing pose here, something like that. So here I have 2 and 4, 2 and 6. So this should be 4. And at this point, at this pose, it's higher. So the stride is lower and the head would be higher, or the hips would be higher. Okay. So I'm gonna put it at I'll put it at 0 or minus 0.02, something like that. So just to not pop it, I'm gonna copy this value and put it on the same y-axis value here. And now we'll do the same thing on the other passing pose. So rotation, I'm gonna kill it. Foot roll, same thing, I'm gonna kill it. So this one, it's this foot that's gonna be planted, and this other foot, the right foot, is going to be raised. So I can copy this to like the value of this rotation, let's say 30. Rotation y. Why is there rotation y? So I'm just gonna kill everything. So just 30 in rotation. Translate is 1. So try to simplify everything. Translation here, I'm gonna put it at 1, same as the other passing shot. So this one will be 30. So now you can start to see what's going on now. Like this one is going forward too much on the Z. It's because I put it in spline and the curve kind of overshoot. So it's 8, 10. This one is 6, and this key is 10. So this one should be 8. And there's a reason for this being like that too. The hips, you want the walk cycle to be moving linearly. Okay. Reason being, it's much easier to control it. Okay. So if I take a look at our graph editor on the translate Z, whoops, I have some weird stuff happening. So this one, we want the curves to be in linear tangents. So it's going in a constant speed. So it's easier to control that. Okay. I'm just going to select everything and make sure it's in spline. So the shortcut for spline. And so now we have the passing shot, passing pose, stride, passing pose, and passing pose. Okay. So now, whoops. So now the passing pose, this is where it's important, because the passing pose, you're standing on one foot. So that means to be balanced, you got to be more on this side, right? So just to keep yourself in balance. So let's say I'm going to put it at minus 15. And the other side of this passing pulse will be the opposite. So positive, negative 15. Okay, so you're going to be swinging side to side. So if we look at in the front view, your hips should be going going side to side. Actually it's almost the pattern of the hip should be, if it's in the front view, should be like a U or an 8, kind of like going up on the end and then going down in the middle and up on the side again. Okay, so now that's my main key poses. So now I'm gonna try to do is add a bit of rotation on the hips. So your hip would be rotating one way. So I'm gonna use this controller. I think this is the butt. So I'll give it a 20 value. So same thing in this hookup pose, 20, and the other side would be minus 20. And so since he's kind of rotating the butt, the butt cheeks on the left side would be more back than the right side, because the right foot is going forward. So it's going to be going forward. So now we'll try to space it out again, but actually I'm going to show you guys why I do it this way. Let's say if I want to change the stride of the character, I can just easily go to the Z, which is of these controllers, the 2 feet and the COG. So I'm going to select all the translate Z. So these guys, so I can easily, let's say if I want a shorter stride, I can easily control this with this here. So if I want it to be bigger stride or smaller stride. So if I do that, I selected all the keys. So now I have a smaller stride and it would still work. I just have to adjust the height maybe, but I changed the value of the stride going forward, which is the translation Z. Okay, so I'm just gonna undo that just to show you guys. So now I'm going to select everything and space it out again. Just space out the keys, add one in between. And now you can use that as a starting point. So let's say, oh, hold on. I only selected some. I didn't select all the controllers. Space it out. Okay, so now I have like an in between here. So in here. So now I have an in between here. So this will be kind of like my breakdown, I would say. Or you can also see if you want, you can add you can space it out as 4 frame, like between the keys, like something like this. So it's going to be a 16-frame walk cycle. So timing wise, we can check it too. So I'll put it at 17 and see if it's kind of a bit still fast, but it's a fast walk. I'll make sure. Okay, so I think we'll do is I'll keep it back to just a space and focus more on this breakdown. So on this breakdown, I would still key everything. So I'm going to key everything here. So here it's going to be my contact, and then this will be my foot plant. So this would be rotation flat 0, and this would be, he's still pushing off. So I'm going to bring this back. The foot roll, I'm going to put it at 0, and he would still be pushing off with this. Like I can add a bit of foot crawl. To make it roll off better. Okay. So that, and same thing with the other stride. So this here would be, this would be a foot plant. So select everything and key. I'm just gonna key the foot roll now. So this would be 0 to make it flat. And this one would be same value as, you can copy this value, but I don't know why this is keep on happening. My settings are screwed up. Hold on, let me just check my settings here. Animation. Okay. That's why it's step. I don't want auto legacy. Okay, so there, so I'm gonna copy kind of this pose here to here, to this foot here. So I'm gonna copy the rotation on here, which is the X. So copy that, paste it on here, and roughly place it where it should be rolling foot. So in between here, it doesn't have to be exact. Like what needs to be exact is the main poses and especially the hookup. Okay. So now I have the push off, and then the passing shot. And now here is the in between, like a breakdown between this one and the stride. So here I'm gonna select everything and key it again. Same thing with here. So now it's starting to have kind of looking like a walk cycle. So even this, it's pretty simple. So if we take a look at the Y on our walk cycle, this you can start to adjust. So if you want to adjust the height, you got to select all these three keys, which is your stride. So let's say if you want to lower it a bit more, you can do so. So we don't have knees popping, let's say. You can fix these keys with the handles. Let's make sure it's curving. The curve is nice. So so it's a walk cycle. So what we'll do is all the keys we're going to do a pre-infinity and post-infinity cycle with offset. So so if we do that with offset and post-infinity with offset. So you don't see it here, so you gotta go to view and click infinity like that. So you see all your values there. So the only thing that would be going forward would be the feet and your COG. So in the COG, this, it would be going up all the time. So another thing we have to keep in mind is make sure this is going to be linear. Okay, and we're gonna have pre-cycle. So make sure that it goes going in space in Z. So, or you can use this here too. This is the same thing. And even actually you can, what I would like, I do sometimes is, since I want it to be linear completely, I I delete those keys. So now it's really linear and just key it again. So it's perfectly linear. And that the reason for that is we're gonna use for just a quick demo. I'm going to take this delete the keys here. If I know what my value, my hips are going, so it's 2 and the last value is 10, so it's 8 units per this amount of frames. So I can take this and I can key the first frame and key the 9th frame. Is it the 9th frame? Yeah. So the 9th frame, I'll key it. And I'm going to put -8 and make sure this is in linear. And we'll cycle it. So now this walkCycle now is on a treadmill walkCycle. Okay. So keeping it linear will give you this kind of result. So I'm going to just delete this again because we don't need it. I'm gonna fix this stride here because since I moved the hips to be more linear, it kind of changes the pose. So here I'm going to, I'll add a bit more foot roll, I guess. Yeah, so make sure if you keyed it, then this will be fine. And the reason too is, oops, here I gotta have a better foot roll. So 0.1. So this one will be and this will be 0. Or it could be a bit maybe 0.1 or 0.2. Starts to push off. And here, so we want to have the foot kind of drag too. So this one I can keep the foot roll at 0. And this one too at 0. Just make sure everything is keyed. So that's, now we can expand it again. Let's space it out a bit more. So here I'm going to just space out quickly with Or I can do it through here too. So I'm gonna double the spacing, so it's gonna be 18 or 19, no, 8, 9. So it's gonna be 17, I think. So when you do this, make sure the key on 2 will be in 3 and so forth. So it's going to be in 17. You don't want the keys to be like in between frames and stuff. And by the way, you need to, I try to keep the auto snap key here on. So it's still a bit fast. We can maybe add another frame in between. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 or 8 plus 17 can be 25. So same thing, I'm gonna just scale this. Make sure the keys are falls on the so now it's the speed is more a walk cycle now. And now it's just to fix those pops. Let's say, so here I have actually there's something that happened here. So I have a frame that is not good. So I'm gonna go back. Undo. Go back to I think I'm gonna put it at 26. And no, 27. It has to be 27. Like key in between, in 3 frame in between. That's it. Oh, this is kind of screwy. I'm just moving it back like that. So there's a keyframe, 3 twins between frames. So finish at 25. So it's like a normal walk cycle speed. So now we're gonna fix those knee pops. So if we want to go to 200 frames, let's say, then it will probably walk forever. And it's not the greatest, but that's the start. And with that, we can continue tweaking it. So it's a 24 frame walk cycle. So so things to we can continue to define it. So let's say here the foot would be, I would give it more because it's taking 3 frames to plant. So maybe I want to have it at 1 or big max 2 frames. So I can make the X rotation That's 0. Like so. Okay. And same thing with this. I'm gonna have it push up. I'm going through the floor of it, so just want to make sure the contact is good. Malcolm's feet is not the greatest to do the foot roll because it's like there's like a bend to the toes. So and if you notice too, like this here, my feet are kind of sliding a bit. So maybe we can go a bit forward. So either we adjust the translation here. So we're gonna select both the first frame and the last frame to do this. So it could be the Z too. So I'm gonna select these two. I'm gonna bring it back a bit more. So it slides a bit left. Then 4. Right. So this side, the right foot is okay. And the Y, I'll keep it at 0 for simplicity. Do that, and here maybe this one I want it to be dragging more. So here I want to kill my foot roll. Because it's kind of weird when you have a foot roll when your foot is off the, give it a rotation. Maybe have it drag a bit more. So very important to see the arcs of um, the foot. So here I'm kind of it's stretching a bit, so I'm gonna check out why it's doing that. So this is in the middle, so I can play around with the height of it. It's not a hookup, so I can so and now move it back a bit on the Z.